Oh my God, 28.
And here we are. Yeah, snaps. First of all, I love seeing the waves. I'd be so obsessed with that.
We're online and doing a damn thing. Hey,
exactly.
y'all.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to Soul Palette again.
It's another episode.
I just want to say thank you to those who are following along. Thank you to those who are new.
Yes.
And I am Kapri.
And I am Dee.
And this is Soul Palette. We bring ourselves, and we speak about black and brown palettes, making that normal for the tasting spirits world. We bring people with us like we have here.
Yes.
This is Frank. We're so excited to have him on today.
Yeah, I know him already, y'all. We already know Frank is famous. We're not going to sit here and act like Frank's not famous. Okay.
Frank Mills. But also what we do on here is we just speak about the world, we speak about life, and we just get into the things. So
yes,
welcome to another episode.
Yes, I'm so excited.
All right, first and foremost, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
I am happy to be here. I'm full of soul currently, and I'm looking forward to sipping and talking about it.
Okay.
Love that. Full of soul.
Full of soul.
We all know Frank is good with a word, honey. Frank is good with a word.
No, for real. What are we tasting today?
So, I decided to call this my bourbon shuffle.
Okay.
And so,
I'm always here for some bourbon.
so I just picked like a category and decided I was going to pull bourbons from that particular category. So I picked red labels as my category.
Okay.
And so I just pulled 4 different bottles that had red labels. And so that is going to be the common denominator.
Cool.
Everything else is different about them. So
all right.
We are starting with Bardstown's Discovery Series number 7. It literally just came out last week.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about that. Just cracked it open. So we're all going to be tasting it for the first time together.
Kentucky and all that.
Yes. So it's 114.5 proof. And it's a blend of a few different whiskeys. So we got a 12-year Kentucky bourbon. We got actually 2 12-year Kentucky bourbons, just with a little variation in the mashes. We've got a 12-year Ontario bourbon, 100% corn on that one. The first 2 were corn, rye, malted barley. Then we've got a 7-year Indiana, probably MGP. Corn, rye, malted barley. It's like probably MGP. Then we got a 17-year Tennessee whiskey, also corn, rye, malted barley, but the corn on this one's 84%. So. Interesting.
Siri, get off the screenshot.
Siri blocked it.
I know, right?
What's
Siri was in my screenshot.
What's the math for 84.8? What's the remainder?
Siri wanted to be a part of the conversation.
So that would be 92, right? Okay. Yeah, so 8%.
Siri had to make her presence known this morning. I ain't had time to keep redoing my screenshot.
Like that. That's weird.
Siri is aggressive. Siri and Alexa are both very aggressive.
So welcome to the show. Yes. So this is our first sip. First we sip. That's one of our
and
categories.
then we get into all the talking about things.
So what we do when we sip, first thing that comes to your nose, you say it out loud, whatever it is, and then when you taste, say whatever comes to your mind. Because normalizing black and brown palate means us talking about what we know. That's like our childhood and different things like that. We grew up differently than white kids. Sometimes,
yes.
I guess.
And we grew up differently from, for instance, people in Europe, like a WSET, like they're operating from a lexicon that's completely European focused.
Right.
It's not even really about a white thing. It's just about a area thing.
Yeah.
And we're normalizing the black and brown American experience.
Yes.
So even if you're not necessarily black or brown, but you share in the American experience in terms of what we've tasted, what we've smelled, what we've eaten, drinking, memories that we have or whatever that's very specific to here, then it'll relate to you also. So we definitely, if whether it triggers a memory or whatever, like we talk through a lot of it because we'll start at a particular place and then we'll get somewhere really specific just by talking through it. So
that's true.
Yes.
So when I first picked it up, it reminded me of peaches. Like for just like lots of peach coming to me.
My peaches out in Georgia.
Say that shit.
No, it's definitely giving that.
I concur that the peaches off the nose is immediate. It also takes me to a place which is irony that we're talking about other cultures and other lands, because being that I'm Ghanaian, I get to sometimes tap into too.
Yes.
And so
love that.
One of my favorite desserts is this fruit called a lasa. which is then so they take the flesh on the inside of it. It's like a rich, meaty, sour flesh. Sorry, it's like a little bit of red on the outside. It's like a small little green dense ball. But when you open up, it's super fleshy. Think like
I think I just saw somebody cutting that open on Instagram. Is it white on the inside and like a red?
It's like white reddish tint. Yeah, exactly. And so then what they do is they'll take all of that flesh, they'll add sugar, they'll caramelize it, and turn it into like a little jam, right? And it's like cooked through. And legit, the finished product, when you first taste it, everybody gets just like anything else, you'll get the acidity first and foremost. That spike of acidity, and then kind of the caramelization of it, the sweetness that also is the tang. Yeah. That's literally the nose. Wow. That like I associate it to that flavor that you first get. And then you get,
such a
like
good
Sour
note.
Patch Kid, you know what I mean?
Ooh, is it that?
So it's similar style to a mangosteen, like in the essence, like it's a hard shell, and then you have like a abundance of seeds on the inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like it's also it's different than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, we gotta pull up a picture of that, and we'll share the picture on the.
Maybe we'll phone a friend, aka my mama.
So are both your parents from Ghana?
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, yes, it's so good.
This just released.
What am I getting? Yeah, I just got it in. Just got it in last week.
That is
just got it in this week. It's only Sunday.
I feel like there's a little banana for me. When it first hit my palate.
Top me off, sweet.
And maybe this might be weird. Guava. Something tropical.
Guava.
Let's see.
Oh, let me just one.
Just one drop me out.
Just one?
Yes. We're just gonna bang just a little of that dilution.
Yes.
Yum. I get dry dark chocolate, kind of like as an undercurrent. I get peppery.
The funny, Kapri, I don't know how you drew that one out because it is
What,
deep
the guava?
back there. The guava is back there, and it's
She is great for
And I will say this: it's
pulling it from the depths of the
sweet. It is a dry tropical notion that comes off the like back end. That is almost like, how do I say? Like the tropical mambas. Like, you remember the candies? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Those little baby rectangle candies.
Exactly. So, like, almost has that, like, when I say the dryness, because it almost has, like, the slight chalk that you would get from it, too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Mamba.
Tell you, I just be saying shit.
That's a good one.
If you think that's what it is, say it. Like it.
Bro, I ate way too much sugar growing up. Like, I'm talking like low key. I be knocking. Look, and we're gonna low knock because I know these microphones pick up everything.
They do.
But
I
should have had diabetes years ago. The way I. And that's how much.
I thought you were saying something about cavities or something like.
That's how much sugar I ingested, and somehow I'm still rocking and rolling.
Well, we love it. We love that for you, and we're gonna keep praying that you don't get diabetes.
Not the beatus.
Not the beatus.
Not the beatus.
Diabetes.
We are gonna pray that you stay away from the beatus, and the beatus stays away from you.
My ingestion of residual sugars and sugar in general has slowed down. But with that, yes. Man.
I have never been a big candy person.
A boy loved candy and Slurpees like it was his business.
Well, I used to love Slurpee before they became pure syrup and trash.
I was a big pickle sausage girl. I was a big Slim Jim girl.
I was a big Slim Jim girl, and I was definitely a pickle sausage girl, hot sausage girl, a pickled egg girl. I loved all the ghetto snacks. And chips. All the good ghetto snacks.
Ooh, the ghetto snacks.
Everything you give a candy lady besides the candy, I would get.
Slim Jims for me were very specific. They were always the Tabasco ones, but not the jumbo Tabasco ones. Always the thin Tabasco. Because the jumbo one had a little bit too much meat, so the Tabasco that was inside of it actually tasted like Tabasco and not just like a heat. And we all know Tabasco is like the worst fucking hot sauce if you can.
It really is.
So, only person on the planet that actually enjoys Tabasco.
Do you?
I do. I like Tabasco in my noodles. I do. I'm not putting it on everything, but I like Tabasco in my noodles.
Well, you can take my engraved bottle that they sent me.
Yes, I sure will. And it's engraved? Yes, I will. Absolutely.
Speaking of Tabasco, one of the craziest experimental American whiskeys I've ever tasted, plus also wondered why they did it.
Yeah.
It is George Dickel Tabasco.
They did
They
that.
did a George Dickel Tabasco.
They did. It was like the hot. It was like hot balls or.
It was like.
Did they call it something stupid?
Balls
It
of
was
fire.
like to play off of
It was something
that
crazy.
cinnamon
It
bullshit
was,
that everybody loves to drink that called Fireball.
Who loves to drink that?
Balls of fire. They called it
something like that.
Balls
yeah.
of fire.
something crazy. I was like, what?
I don't want no George Dickel balls of fire. That sounds wild. That's an immediate pause for me. Keep your George Dickel and your balls of fire. Please keep it in 2018 where you belong.
That's why
I'm not even trying that shit.
That's why I knew they played with that. Somebody was telling me what it was because it's George Dickel.
I was still
Shit is hilarious.
The
name is fire.
It was at,
so
of course, I was at Jack Rose right before I went to my last bar, Roy Boys, and I'm talking, when that came in, all of us, every single person that was behind the bar looked at it like one of those like side eyes, like what the fuck's happening over there? And so I know me and my Instagram and ass, I was definitely posting left and right.
First of all, yes. Oh my God, that's funny as fuck.
That's funny
I think
as
I was
fuck.
giving them free advertising when I was really throwing shade. But,
True.
Hey, all press is good press, just
we're
depending on
gonna
who you
go
talk to.
Our next section. Sorry to cut
Yes.
you off, my love. We're catching up. We're catching up. So Frank,
Yes.
what's news with you? What's going on? We're gonna start with you.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, currently I am the owner of Dee and Kombucha Cocktails.
Yes.
And for me, that is kind of my main venture and entity right now. I did fund my initial investment for Series A funding, so I'm super happy there
Yes.
that I'm able to push forth with heading towards large-scale manufacturing. So,
Yes. I was just about to ask, where can I get it?
So a few establishments in the city carry it, but all specifically in kegs, even though when I go to large-scale manufacturing, we're going to go 100%
Bottles?
12-ounce slim cans.
Slim cans,
Yeah,
nice.
so
I like that.
And the notion, it's a cocktail that incorporates mainly fair trade verified non-GMO organic kombucha, as well as the same non-GMO organic cold pressed juice. So you're getting 100% of its nutrients, as well as 100% of its extraction of flavor due to the concentrate of cold pressing. And then lastly, it is finalized with premium spirit, which is the one thing that literally nobody else in the kombucha game is doing.
Wow.
Not in a marketed factor. Obviously, bars, like how I conceptualized it, are incorporating different items across the board and utilizing kombucha for their acidic qualities, but also the probiotic and immune qualities. I took it a step further and realized that one, based off of Palate, I can play around with different ingredients and truly make them cocktails and not just be a ginger, an apple, a cinnamon, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Right.
They all have cocktail names, say like Day Spa, which was the very first one, which is blueberry, lemon, lemongrass, kombucha, and vodka. Each one has a different respective spirit in it. So basically what you would catch on your rail, a vodka, a gin, a rum,
Nice.
a tequila.
This is
Love
great.
that.
Not
Oh, I need the whole lineup when it's all
So
manufactured,
when
honey.
Oh yeah, you're gonna come back.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, first and
Yes, because
foremost,
we could do a soap episode and just do
look,
the
I
lineup.
have 6 of them. So,
Oh
so
yes,
when that,
so it'll be a lengthy
all
episode.
I'm
We
gonna say
our
is-
default is 5, so 6 is
We can pull 5. That's pretty
No, we're gonna do 6.
We can pull 1 and just say, "Hey, Darren," because look, that's
No,
all I
we're
need
gonna
is
do all
acknowledgement. But
happening.
when that time comes, which currently we are in land planning for my potential brewery. Not potential brewery. Let me stop saying it
Okay,
that way.
period.
Yes.
For my
Manifesting
brewery,
here.
Period. It's
we
already
are
happening.
land planning. It is already happening. I'm the type of person, I like things in fruition, so that's why I kind of hinder the conversation by not saying fully,
I'm the same way.
this shit is happening,
Yeah.
and it is happening right now.
Yeah.
But I created a partnership with a brewery out in Baltimore, so
Nice.
we are expanding their facility and incorporating Darren's manufacturing dirty room is what I like to call it. Yeah, right. And so very happy there. And currently, just as a a little tidbit, something for everybody to watch out, I have 2 subcategories of Dee and Kombucha cocktails where the active ingredient is not alcohol and they are actually infused. One burn potion, which is CBD infused kombucha, so no alcohol, but the active ingredient will be per can, 15 milligrams of CBD. And then I have Magic Bucha, which is then psilocybin infused, and that will have a gram of mushrooms within its canning.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so those right now.
I just tried my first mushroom on Saturday, so I'm less taken aback by this option because the first one was like, I don't know if I'm gonna try that one.
I just want to say I was blessed to be there for her first bite.
Yes, I was at Allegory.
The shroom, I was like.
And the funny part of it was that my mother had the nerve to be my pusher.
First off, yes,
my mother likes to microdose.
Let me talk to Mike.
My mother,
I love her, Mama. How you doing?
Hey, Ma.
I just want to say hello. It's always a pleasure.
We are gonna have her on for an episode. I just gotta figure out which episode.
Definitely. I mean, you've heard her in 2.
You absolutely heard her voice in the background on 2 episodes at least. So
look, I'm not gonna say that I've never not been like, Mom, reel it in real quick because she's talking. Like, chocolate city dust.
And I try to like give her the eye, and then she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, but okay." I'm like,
"Oh my God, Mom.
I will not confirm or deny."
That's hilarious.
But I will
that's
say,
just hilarious.
I will say that right now, since everything is small batch, and I'm doing roughly around 50 gallons every 3 weeks within my brews of kombucha, that I will be launching this within the month. Yeah, so specifically the CBD and the psilocybin, both are already here. I do have THC.
You've heard it here first. I don't know if it was first, but you've heard it here.
And I will make sure that you ladies, as my friends,
Yes,
will have a case, or if not more, to go for.
Please,
So
I want it.
Give it
That's
to
so
me.
exciting. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
That's great. Oh yes, congrats on all of that. That's
just
fucking
for
fantastic.
some of the people, just explain what kombucha is.
All right, so kombucha,
For those who have been living under a rock.
Well, you know what? Here, I'll say this.
I think for me, I still don't absolutely know the full concept of it all.
I just know it's fermented.
Correct.
I know
It's a fermented tea that produces probiotics, which help with your digestive and specifically your immunity within your digestive tract, as well as incorporating perfected pH inside of your body. So the incorporation of actual acids, and then lastly, also helping say things along the lines like keratin as well, or keratin for your skin, as well as other potential gut immunity additives. One major thing that makes that happen is the SCOBY. SCOBY is what people see inside of it that looks like an alien brain, which is the active quality of it. It's this acronym for symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast.
Oh,
so when we're talking the bacteria and yeast specifically, think sour beer or think vinegar.
Yeah.
So Brettanomyces, lactobacillus, those type of yeast and bacteria that we would get naturally from sour beer, it's being produced inside of kombucha. What it's taking is actual tea, a sugar accelerator, basically. So sweetened tea specifically, and incorporating starter tea, which is tea that's been dropped down to a specific pH, and that pH is roughly from 4 pH down, lower to you respectively want it around 3 pH. And then the SCOBY itself. And what the SCOBY does is within its fermentation process, it's open fermentation, so it's taking in your natural environment's air. And it's allowing that sugar that's inside of the tea to being eaten by the SCOBY, which then makes the SCOBY larger, which then produces a probiotic through the same process vinegar is created, right? It's a mother in essence. And so that's where sometimes once you start getting to longer depths of fermentation, then it converts the sugar into alcohol, say like whiskey. Yeah. So similar.
Love good science talk.
I know. We just came from stuff from Portland too, and it's just it's been a real nice time to hear these types of things. Especially after
I never get tired of
level 3.
Exactly.
I feel like everything is clicking so much more.
It is. It really is. You get to put it into life practice more. Yeah. Especially since we went through this fucking information twice.
And hopefully not a third time.
No, God, I hope not.
Jesus.
We will hear about it soon.
We will hear next month, maybe?
I think it's next month.
Oh, God.
I know they said 8 weeks, so what, 2 months? So
okay.
By next month, we should have our
Thank you.
We should have our passing grades.
Hey, you know what? At first, you don't succeed. Try.
Exactly.
Song off of that.
Shouts out to Aaliyah, girl.
Yes. Should we go to our second sip or should we talk about Portland real quick?
Let's do our second sip.
All right.
So this one, I have been waiting to try because I'm slowly working my way through the Weller lineup. We've got some Weller Antique 107.
Okay.
Named that because it's 107 proof. I'm just going to give you the note that the distillery gave. Weller Antique is bottled at 107 proof, offering a complex taste and bold finish.
What does it taste like? What is complex?
That's making me think of that fucking French restaurant in Portland. Anyway, it's certainly a recognizable member of the Weller label with its own unique characteristics to complement the high proof. Of course, the mash bill's undisclosed. They don't share.
What?
It's Buffalo Trace's weeded mash bill.
So,
yeah. Corn, wheat, malted barley.
There's, I apologize because I do know it off the top of my head because we've done a little bit extensive research. These motherfuckers they ain't that non-transparent. Buffalo Trace is actually pretty transparent across the board, except for obviously the recreations of the Wellers and the like Old Rip Pappy Van Winkle line.
Right.
But it's all the same exact juice that's just been diluted to a respective ABV, and then aged at a different ABV that changes Weller from Old Van Winkle.
Okay.
But I will say this, and this is always my favorite.
So this is the 5th time this has happened today.
Y'all gonna
that
hear
same car has been.
It's the same car.
It's the same car.
Wow.
Since I've got here, it's been gone off multiple times.
I think that Old Rip 10
is
also 107 proof, whereas like the 90.4 is so this is so Special Reserve, the green label Weller, and then 12-year Pappy, right? I think are both 90.4.
Okay.
Whereas then the 107 is this and Old Rip 10, and I might be wrong switching up Old Rip 10 and Pappy Van Winkle 12 with the 107 proof. But the 107 proof, out of all of the cuts, like besides 115, I think is the best that these wheated bourbons are at because you have dilution, but then you're still showing the natural qualities from when it rested in oak. So between flavor profile and heat, and then obviously sweet because of the wheated mash bill, like that definitely always kind of rounds out though because the wood sugars are there. You know what I mean? Instead of like that high spice rye. You know.
I was just about to say, for me, it's like giving quintessential bourbons on the nose.
Yeah,
like,
I almost smell like an orange candy of some kind too.
Orange candy, nice. I smell a little bit of lemon oil.
Yeah, I get lemon oil too.
And that like cinnamon, that
bacon spices.
Yeah,
I hear that.
But it's not giving like ground up bacon spices.
You know what
it's
it
like
gives me
everything in its whole form.
Exactly.
Is bacon spices that were blended into marmalade.
Oh.
Blended into marmalade.
Like the orange marmalade, right?
Like orange marmalade on the base of it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Because I was definitely getting orange, like sweet orange though. Not like, definitely not just the fruit itself. Marmalade, I like that. That's a good way to word that.
Thank you. I can't hold back.
It's giving so dope,
man. By the way, because this shit's good.
I got the song stuck in my head, y'all, again. Every time we're doing so about now, I'm just going to see what song is stuck in my head. About It by Jameson.
God, it's so good.
Sorry, I'm back to song.
I've been enjoying the shit out of this bottle. I only got this like a week ago, and I've been gone for 5 days, and I'm still approaching half.
This is where I get the vanilla extract, like Madagascar,
absolutely,
vanilla, like right out the gate. It's like
absolutely,
it's right before when you like if you have pure vanilla extract, like you're about to make a cake, and you think that it's supposed to be sweet. It's right before it gets to that bitter part. You know what I mean? That's what I get on.
There's also that there's some kind of like herbalness going on. Maybe a thyme, maybe a dill. More time. Maybe thyme.
Yeah.
Because dill is so specific. Like, there ain't no missing dill. I'm getting a little worn leather, not freshly cracked out of the box.
We're gonna drop it to 103 proof.
1, 2.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know your drops?
Give me with the deuce.
Eve's Vine goes through. She talks about. So this is from Eve's Vine.
The dropper.
Mary and Eve's like whiskey aficionado.
Like blind tasting thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I got chosen to be like, I guess the first round of like industry people that got in for free or whatever.
Amazing.
I still haven't gone through all of them. All my boxes are still there, but
that's okay because we're gonna turn it into an episode.
Yes, we just need
keep
to
saying that, bro.
Let's just do it the next episode.
Yes.
But this is from her, and she goes through. We have like graduated cylinders and all that stuff, she talks about how many drops is dropping into what proof.
Yeah, so how much dilution happens.
Yeah,
per.
and what happens at every point. So when you said that, I was like, you know your drops?
I more so.
That's a skill.
Well, there's always been something that I've always taken.
Cherry just popped out.
On the nose afterwards. It's always been something that I've associated to, I guess the best way to explain it is always wild turkey for me, right? So with wild turkey rare breed, wild turkey 101, wild turkey 90, whatever, wild turkey 80, right?
Right.
They're all the same exact juice, right?
Water.
But it's just literal water. But then you'll find that that dilution, one, just because they'll also sometimes they have a huge rickhouse, so they know if they want rare breed, they're gonna go from the bottom of the rickhouse because you have less angel share, you know what I mean? Because heat rises, right? So they want as much of the barrel as well as as much. So there's still a change because of the degree of temperature that they'll pull the barrels from. But one thing that does stay consistent for me is how I can get back from rare breed down to 101, right? And for me, it's I've done it where I'm all right, I've added 4 solidified drops of water from rare breed, and then I can put it side by side to 101. And
they taste the same.
Find that same.
Damn!
That's a good way to figure it out.
Super cool.
I love that. It's so whiskey nerdy. I love it.
I feel like there's a little bit of raspberry for me on the nose.
The raspberry. And this is the first time I took a nose on.
Almost it's not fresh, but it's
bright red fruit.
Yeah.
I'm big on those bright red berries, so it definitely isn't giving anything beyond say the raspberry, maybe even a touch of strawberry, you know what I mean? But you're not looking for blackberry or blueberry in that nose, but it does stand out. It's bright.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on this vanilla, pepper, and leather.
Yes.
In terms of palate.
And oddly enough, not a lot of chocolate. Maybe at the
maybe at the finish, but it's short.
Finish. Yeah.
It's definitely short-lived. Delicious, but short-lived.
It does become it does come a much smoother sip right after that.
Yeah, some water for sure. So y'all, we traveled again.
Yet again. This time together.
We went to Portland. Thank you, Westward, once again. We finally got to take out our champions for the past 2 years out to
Westward Distillery
in Portland.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because that was one of their prizes. And it was... Westward treated us like kings and queens.
They really did.
There really weren't any black people. I think we were the black people.
We were the black people.
But
we were.
I've been to Portland.
Besides Micah, shout out to Micah.
Besides Micah and Jasmine, who served us at the French restaurant.
And Jasmine, who served us at the yes, absolutely.
I remember her name because Jasmine used to be one of my favorite names as a child.
Jasmine, really?
I used to tell my fake name that you give people when you don't want to give them your real name was always Jasmine.
Oh, mine is Roxy. But yes, so
love it.
It was amazing. So let's start from beginning to end. How about it?
Girl, yes.
Have you been to Portland?
Multiple times.
Oh my God, I love it there.
I love Portland as well.
Love it there.
I went one for Portland Cocktail Week, and then I did a Pacific Coast Highway trip.
Yes, you did. I forgot about that.
2019, and I drove the entirety of the Pacific Coast Highway.
Do you still have that Instagram where it's your
a bucket list?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm about to start launching a bunch of shit on there. So
good.
Yes.
You should
follow up. Good.
I'll make a vlog or whatever. But so first day we get in. We get in late. So first off, we were running late to everything.
It was a very tight itinerary. We can't help that the itinerary was really tight.
It was we didn't have
there were
naps.
15 minutes in between every item.
I didn't sleep. I really didn't sleep. But first night we get in, we go to Rum Club for a happy hour.
Best fried rice I probably ever tried.
Okay, so that fried rice looked great. I didn't eat it because I was I want to be hungry for the steakhouse, but it was so
fried rice.
Best fried rice.
It came out looking.
It was
the shrimp on top was
with the pineapple, the shrimp. There was spice. The combination was just great. Yeah. I didn't have a whole plate, but I definitely tried it, and it was one of my top 2.
Damn! I should have tried it. It looks so good.
Because I'm not a big fried rice eater. I've had some great fried rice. My wife's the one that loves the rice and all that. I'm a noodle person.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For it to
notably,
notably,
something I would go back to Rum Club for and get the rice.
I would say that my cocktails were amazing.
The cocktails were great.
Really very well rounded. Portland, shit. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I had some really great
I
cocktails.
was gonna say every place that we went to, we had great.
One of my top. It's in my top 10 actually. Mm-hmm. So we do Rum Club, then we go to Farmers,
Urban Farmer.
Urban Farmers.
God, that was my favorite restaurant that we went to.
Really?
I'm a steakhouse person.
Okay.
I love a good steakhouse.
You do.
Love a good steakhouse. It's just my vibe. Period. It just speaks my personality.
That's
so,
real.
I like the shit that's like automatically expensive when you walk in the door. I may not eat steak,
like,
but I do eat shrimp. I eat chicken. I eat salmon. I eat sea bass.
All
the other stuff.
Right.
So
we drank 6 bottles of wine that night and cocktails and shots.
Were y'all?
8 of us.
8 of us total.
That's a job well done.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it was. I mean, maybe most of the menu. Everywhere we went, all promo the whole menu. Oh, we were with Clint, me and Dee, Mike Holiday,
right.
Linda from New York,
Okay.
Lonnie from Savannah, and then
Manny from California.
from San Fran somewhere, I think.
San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah, and then Bridget, who was westward, but she was from Seattle. So we were
you
like,
know who I was hoping that you would have said? What's his name from Texas Cheese or whatever?
oh, no, she's gonna be with us at Tails.
He's gonna be with us at Tails.
for real?
Tails was a part of his prize.
okay.
That was his
Cool,
prize. So
cool,
Westward
cool.
wasn't Tails. Wasn't Cheese's prize.
Okay,
Yeah, because he
gotcha,
wasn't a
gotcha.
part of the group that had Westwood as their final spirit.
Yeah, he did
Gotcha.
Cotton and Reed.
That's
yeah.
right. Yep, absolutely. I remember that. Yeah.
So he's gonna be with us at Tails,
Yeah.
for his prize,
Amazing.
and yes, because it's all working together.
This Tails is
for
going to be
us.
something else.
That's at the end of this.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, we got stuff
things
coming
to
for
talk.
Tails. We got stuff
things
coming
to
for
talk about.
Tails.
We all got some things to talk
We
about.
got stuff coming for Tails. I'm excited about that.
Every farmer. Then that night, I wanted to go out, but we didn't. We just,
For the sake of sleep and being ready for the long day following, we
Yeah.
decided to be responsible and go to sleep.
and then the next day we
And I'm glad we did because the next day was fucking ridiculous.
So we.
Oh my God,
next
I
we did-
died. I
Okay,
lived
so we
and
woke
died.
up at what 8:45.
It was early as
9?
fuck. It was like, yeah.
It was so early. We wake up at 9. We go to Westward first, right?
Yeah.
That was Westward.
Yeah, we went to Westward.
I think everybody was super sleepy and groggy, and it was like quiet in there. There was like no music playing, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder how this is gonna go." I felt a little awkward
good.
at first,
At first, yeah.
and then it was just
Once we got
amazing.
into the actual distillery part, like where he gets to talking, Miles, shout out to you, Miles, love
shout
you.
out to Miles. Oh man,
Love him.
send
Yeah,
you
once
this
we
clip.
got to the actual conversation in the distillery, it perked up more. We
And
were
I
there
think
doing
he-
an active day in the
yeah,
distillery, which
I
was
don't
great.
think he understood like how nerdy we were going to get about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Like he would say things like, you know, like I'm like sorry to take the like romantic or we stuff
Romanticize it.
Yeah.
To take it out of that, he's like, it's not really that romantic. What we're doing is like boiling things up and like refining. We're like, oh no, we know.
No.
Yeah.
This is like, no, this is
what we're here
art.
for.
Be as romantic as
Into the
possible.
mash bill, cuz.
Exactly, literally. They he let us
Exactly.
taste the wash, which was really fun. I'd never
my
tasted
God.
anyone's wash before.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're
'Cause they
so-
don't-
Yes.
They're meticulous down to like making sure the wash tastes perfect,
Right.
before they even it makes it to the still.
Right.
Which, in terms of any of the distilleries that I've been to,
Not
that
their
they don't
thing.
talk about it that
Not
way.
at all.
That's not their approach
Well,
to
so
it.
Westward is
And
beer brewers
they're brewers
making
first.
whiskey.
Yeah.
So they're making beer first, which is awesome because that's why their experiments go really awesome.
Really
because
well, yeah.
They're making different types of beers first and then
doing all the
distilling
other
it.
stuff.
Yeah,
and
and it's
their
just
fermentation process is
super
really
cool.
cool because
Yeah.
they keep it closed off. They don't do open fermentation like a lot of whiskey distilleries do.
Yeah.
So that controls that taste and the
Yes.
bacteria and what
environment.
actually touches that environment. Yeah.
Yes.
So loved it.
And I mean, y'all, we could drink their
The fucking white dog. I could drink the wash like I
yeah,
would a
the
beer.
wash, yes.
Yeah, it was like drinking like a sour ale. Really.
was
and it was like I was
so
like, give this to me
tasty.
ice cold. I would drink it like I would any other
literally.
beer.
I would
It
say
like
bump up the
yeasty,
ABV a little
bro.
bit for
yeasty,
me.
but nice and sour.
Yes.
but
Yeah.
it was.
But it was like
had
floral,
I
like
was gonna say
orange
floral
notes. Like it
notes.
was like it reminded me of mimosa. Literally, it
But
was
like a beer.
so good.
Wow.
It was so
Fucking
tasty.
delicious.
I'm telling you,
Everybody
like,
finished their
I
pour.
want to take people back to Westward.
Oh, we're going.
Was fucking
The
lit.
fact that you even said I can drink their white dog. Now, that to me is always a pure, like, defining, like, yeah, we're good. Like,
Oh, yeah.
or you're good,
yeah.
realistically. Because there's been places where I've had white dog and, like, I literally was like, I'm going to hold this in the left side of my cheek like a chipmunk until nobody's looking at
It spit it right back.
right?
That's how you know you don't like it.
That's how you know you don't like
it.
Like that don't even.
You gotta be like, open your mouth.
It's not getting swallowed, cuz. Like, but then
You
there's.
just want, let me see under your
But
tongue.
then there's places like Whistle Pig, where like they take you and bring you through, and then you get to pour your own White Dog, and you got this fucking like fifth in your back pocket all day long, and when nobody's looking, you're just like, and then you're wasted before the night we're
I've
party.
never had Whistle Pig's White Dog.
I've never had a fifth of White Dog.
Well,
Me neither.
I have multiple back at Mia Pitch once.
Yeah.
So I'll let you taste it. It shows up. Let me just say that.
Okay.
Yes.
It
Okay,
shows
great.
up, but
Their White Dog was like, well, so like their low wines
We had to
was
taste it
my
right out of the
favorite.
still. Yeah.
Their low wines are my favorite because that you tasted the chocolate before it even hit a barrel. Like it was like just super chocolatey, and it was like, oh my god. I mean, also being like a single malt, American malt whiskey, like it. That malted barley gives that chocolate, but it was just so
Their expression of it is just
so we do that part
unmatched.
Then we go to lunch.
Barrel House.
We go to lunch
we went to a fabulous lunch. Forgot the name of it.
Great. Oh my god, what was the name of it?
Child, you keep talking. I'll pull it up.
So I went to the last time I went to a Portland restaurant besides like just being in Portland, because it was the first time when I was in Portland Cocktail Week and they showed up, the bells and whistles. There was a place called, that stood out, that was like Provisions Meats.
Olympia Provisions.
That's exactly where we went.
Olympia Provisions. That's where we had lunch. That's where we had lunch. I pulled it up the second you said it.
Olympia Provisions, that motherfucker is
so good.
And they like, because of the way it's styled, like it's a tight quarter.
Yeah.
But like they got the meats.
They have the
and mind you, back
meat.
then
In my
it was
Arby's
right
voice.
before I became a pescatarian. So like,
you going in,
and I did not look.
I didn't get to enjoy all the meats on the board.
I left with a charcuterie board. Like I bought a separate one for me to go onto the
best
bus.
charcuterie boards I've ever had in my life in Portland.
We had so many charcuterie boards in Oregon.
Oh my god!
And I'm not even saying Portland, because at the wineries it was straight charcuterie boards.
Oh right, yeah, right.
It was
Oregon,
so good.
Wow,
Rex Hill had the best ones.
Small world.
That was great. They took us to a great
They
place.
took us to the good spots.
Yeah,
They took us to the good spots. We had lunch there.
We did lunch
and then went to Jenny, the Barrel House.
The Barrel House.
Which
y'all.
I got some really great time lapses walking through all their barrels, which I'll share with y'all.
Y'all, it's like, it was...
It's just,
that was my first
soul
like real deep dive into a Barrel House where Miles just kind of like, we were like, okay, like what's
just
geeky?
got weird with it.
Weird. He was like, this was a fuck up. Like one of them was like,
somebody like
fucked up.
accidentally blended the fucking gin
that they
with
were
the
making
single malt.
With the single malt. So they barreled it, and it was fucking wild and delicious. Then another one,
when a mistake happens like
amazing.
that.
And then another one's like an IPA.
He was like, I wasn't sure how it was going to taste, but let's go ahead and taste it.
So
like,
there was barrels that touched a lot of things. There was a salt. Was it Sauterne?
There was a Sauterne joint that was in that vat.
So they're taking wet barrels of something else, right? Like they drain a barrel of Sauternes. Then they're incorporating the whiskey, or they're multiple different, or is the whiskey coming from something else too? So it's like
it's their flagship westward.
Okay.
Yes, their flagship.
4 or 5 years, I think.
4 years.
4 years, and they put it into these different barrels.
Yeah, they let us taste their flagship through the different ages. So at 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and then their flagship is obviously the 4 year.
Okay.
That was really cool too. Because
so
you
it was
really
cool
see that it keeps a certain westward for me kept a really cool type of like smokiness, but also florality through everything,
through every single thing.
And it was like the floral was like a mix of different flowers, like a kind of like a putting your face
a bouquet
into like a fresh bouquet that someone like gave you for like Valentine's Day, if that makes any sense. But like it for me gave that on the nose and on the palate through all the different things, and then everything else was just like a magical like array of this is also in here. And I just had to like, I constantly kept telling them like, y'all are doing really awesome,
really
keeping
fucking great.
a consistency and also being super experimental, you know. And it's just like, because people can lose themselves in being experimental and like just like we're just fucking being different. Westward is still keeping that.
They're just as meticulous.
The same, but that's. And it goes back to making that beer first, right? Damn, I haven't actually talked about this trip since then, so now I really want to like dig into like all the things I was like,
I know, right?
Then we got to choose a barrel.
Yes, I was able to.
Oh,
so
really?
We thought we were going. We went in there thinking we were going to be picking.
We already thought we were going to.
I was excited because I'm like, they're letting us pick a barrel. Well, they're really
barrel selection.
Owning that shit though.
Yes, we were like, okay, so when do we get to the barrel pick?
Right.
Yeah. So not quite. So
not
before
quite.
lunch, we asked about it. They were like, no, that's not what we meant. So I was like, well, can we pick a barrel? I was like, I can sell it.
Yeah.
So can we pick a barrel? So we were able to facilitate that. Because Seal Box
On
already
site?
have a barrel. Yes.
Yeah. Well, because
So,
she.
I do know.
Yeah, so we already have a Westward barrel that was based from their flagship.
Right.
So we had the option to actually pick a barrel based from one of their stout casks finished.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. So we were able to do that after we tasted 1,000 different experiments.
We tasted
so much shit before we actually got to the barrel.
20
I was
barrels.
afraid people were going to be
can I
like
get coffee
tired.
beans and a lot of water, please.
I
Clear
mean,
my
Like,
palate out.
I
please.
was afraid people were
It
going to be
was amazing.
tired, but no. By the time we got to the barrel pick, everybody was still excited, ready
Still
to go,
excited.
whatever. So we were able to
Great.
pick between, I think, about either 3 or 4 different iterations of their stout cask finish.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun. Everybody really enjoyed being able to be a part of that. So that was cool.
That was amazing.
What is their rick house like? Just I have to ask.
So honestly, the outside looks like
It looks like a regular
park.
industrial business, like
brick building?
No, it's like I was like our office building.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like that. Literally.
And then when you
Literally.
walk in, because the West Coast sits on like the that fault line of the earth, it could possibly fall off any moment. They can only
Go but so high, just
yeah,
based off
and
of
they
pressure
have to
and
also
weight.
keep their barrels wrapped like in groups too.
Okay.
So that I guess single ones don't just like fall off. Their barrels are standing upward. They're
Yes.
Not
Which I thought was
laying.
really cool that they're standing up.
and
This is
then
like a
there we go.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all right, true story, very industrial.
Yeah, very
on
much
crates
so.
and pallets.
Yeah.
There's a drum set up
And
there.
there's a
that
drum set at
Miles
the
plays.
top. Miles
That's
actually
hilarious.
plays the fucking drum and it
It
changes
moves
locations.
around.
1, 2, 3,
Changes
4. So
location.
five rows high.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
See, I got-
And
I took
then
video.
their experiments were like over to the side.
Oh, this was me walking through all the barrels.
Yes, time lapse.
So fun.
I love time lapse. I'm obsessed.
I can dig it.
So yes, there's
fun.
a ton going on.
It was great. So we did that. We've chose a barrel. Then we ran home
Yes.
to the hotel. Because we only had, 10 minutes to change.
For fucking
Even though they're
dinner.
like, Portland's not like fancy. You don't have to change. I'm like, I brought all these
I brought all these clothes. I packed a
Changing.
big ass suitcase. I'm wearing my shit.
So then we were.
And we knew we were going to strip clubs that night.
And we knew we were
Hold on,
going to strip
hold
clubs
on,
that
hold
night.
on. First of all, let me just stop it really quick because y'all were talking about how there's no black people in Portland. Well, let me tell you what there is in Portland. A shit ton of fucking strip clubs. There's
clubs.
damn near more strip clubs per capita than anywhere else in the entire
Not
nation.
damn near, there is.
Right?
Yes.
And on top of that, there's a strip club every corner. Like there's a fucking liquor store every corner in the hood.
I love
like
that
you know what I
so
mean?
much.
It's like they weren't just like it wasn't like some government ploy where we're like, we're just gonna put alcohol everywhere so these motherfuckers become degenerates. It's like we're gonna sexualize everything. But the great part about that, sex sales go make your money, ladies.
Yes,
They did
absolutely.
make their money
They're
off
just making their
me.
corn on a Tuesday on
That's for
Friday.
sure.
They thanked us for coming.
Child,
They were like, it's never this busy on a Tuesday. Thank you, guys.
Before that, where did we eat this?
Oh,
the
so we
Japanese
went
restaurant?
to dinner
Listen,
at
y'all know me. I have a sex positive podcast. I'm gonna talk about some porn.
Yes.
I'm gonna talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
some strippers.
We had happy hour and snacks at Hey Love, and then we
Oh,
had
shit, we
dinner
did go to Hey
at
Love.
Takibi.
Okay, so Hey Love
Takibi.
was beautiful.
Yes,
So-
we had the best espresso martinis with Westward's Kavatica.
Kavatica
Stout.
Such a sexy name, Kavatica Stout. I love that so much. It was really delicious. Probably the best espresso martini I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, literally.
Literally at the top.
Cannot wait to make one at home because
Number
I definitely
zero.
bought a bottle.
And then we went. Hey Love was beautiful also.
Yeah, it was
and then we
gorgeous.
went to
Takibi.
literally the best Japanese restaurant I've ever been in my life. Like the udon, the octopus that I had. Like I think I was also high, so I can't remember
We
everything.
were really high.
But
There was a lot of gummies being eaten.
gummies. There's shrimp.
Well, you
I
gotta
was
love
drunk.
like legit, like Pacific Northwest Coast. Like
Yeah.
you're getting everything fresh. You're not.
Yeah.
don't
Did we have
deny-
oysters there too?
We had oysters at like every
restaurant.
location. If there are oysters on the menu, I'm ordering them.
Oh, yeah. Period.
Period.
And then also like the closest thing on the other side is the Asian culture.
Oh,
specifically
yeah.
Japan.
That's
So
what
if
Bridget-
you're
that's what
so if
Bridget
you're
was
gonna
telling me
take
about.
in, like chefs in America, like
Yeah.
that Northwest side. is
Next
was
time
amazing.
I go, I want to do like an Asian food crawl because I love Asian
Me
food
too.
of all
Me
categories.
too. Me
So
too.
I
Me
definitely
too.
would love to experience that.
I know. I was
particular-
definitely also like, damn. I wonder what like the Chinese food was like over there. Too. I love Chinese food in random cities. Like, give me more of that curry out. Hey,
Yes.
But that was great.
It was fucking fantastic.
Strip clubs that
are
night.
fun.
So much.
I drank
fun.
way too much, but I lived my best life.
I danced.
I still reach out to
threw
some of the strippers
dollars.
For real?
from like 2018.
Yes.
Like legit, like Portland strip clubs, bar none. Like some of them are fucking like wild.
dive bar-y and like
It's just a dive bar with the pole and a
But at the
on
end of
side.
the day,
Stage.
it's like because like that is everybody's nature. It's become because they've normalized it so much. Like the culture there is yes, titties are right there, but I really came here maybe to drink.
Yeah,
but guess
exactly.
What? I'm still paying attention to your ass. And
Yes, you still gonna get
here
here you
this
go.
and
You
that.
go.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah,
Still,
exactly.
Period.
And
You
I
know.
love that within them normalizing it, but then also like their industry thrives there, right? And it's like, all right, respect to it. You know what I mean? Like,
I love it.
It should be that way. More cities.
This
more
podcast
Also,
supports,
it was so normalized
supports
that
sex
they wore
workers.
socks and
It
Vans.
reports.
And I love that.
Hold
I was
on,
like,
say that again.
They were wearing socks, Vans.
He was in his socks and fucking Vans and Converse. I was like,
Stop it.
I was like,
no, I was mortified. I was mortified.
The white trash of it all is amazing.
I was mortified when I saw high top Converse on the
You said,
stage.
how many tattoos?
like, did I put
and
this
how much
on?
dirt you got on your shoes, girl?
I want it.
And they
you
were dirty.
Yeah, look,
They were dirty.
I know Portland's slightly dirty. I ain't trying to throw shade.
No,
but,
they're-
like, it's
Portland
like,
are
but it's
amazing.
like, nigga, I feel like I'm at a festival now.
Oh my god.
It was giving.
It gives that.
I was so excited when I finally saw me a pair of stripper pumps because I was like, I did not put all this on for y'all to have Converse. I feel disrespected.
Yo, that's it.
Oh my god! I was like, I'm not giving you my ones,
I
and you're
fucking
wearing
loved
Converse.
it. Woo,
The
woo,
first
woo.
stripper heel I saw, I was like, okay, here you go. Take my money, please, because what the fuck did I just see?
'Cause
The
also-
dancing wasn't the problem; it was the shoes. I was too distracted by the shoes. I couldn't get past the shoes.
She couldn't.
I couldn't look up. I was like, these are titties in my face, but the shoes are like, what are those? Like, what the fuck are those? Baby girl, you're selling sex.
So when the next night I go to Sassy's, they had more heels there.
Sassy's
I did
always
not
Sassy.
get to go to
Sassy's
Sassy's because
And
I was
so I
way
got
too
to hear
tired.
my good stripper clap. I was like, thank God.
God.
Sassy's
I need
definitely
a good-
one of my favorite.
I gotta go back and go to Sassy's now because I didn't get a chance to go.
Sassy
I was
really
too
nice.
sleepy. I
Micah
could not
knows everyone
survive.
in there. I was like, okay, Micah. He's like, this girl's great. She's great. She's great. I was like, thanks.
Yes.
Shout out to Micah. I got to hang out with him on the third day. We went to Palomar, which was probably the best blended drink I've ever had. The consistency of
Cuban Spy, you
the
better have good blended
texture was insane. It was. I was like, didn't want one because I was like trying to make it for the rest of the night.
Hell
But I also
yeah.
was like, I don't want that something so cold because I'm naked and it's cold out. And somebody was like, oh, try this. And it was Linda. I said, oh
You
my
were
God,
naked?
bitch. I mean, you know I be
Just
cold.
about.
Don't shut up. You know I be naked, Frank. Yes.
You know she don't dress for the cold.
I don't
She
dress
dresses for the
cold.
cute.
I just wanted specifics. Like,
Oh, I wasn't naked,
Yeah,
but I was
that's what
like, you know,
getting at.
I had on. I had my
What the
titties
specifics
out.
of this nudity? Like, let's just dive in
I
there.
had my thighs out.
All right.
I mean, you saw me in Vegas.
Titties and
like,
thighs, titties and thighs, titties and
I've seen you in
thighs.
multiple settings.
Yes, exactly. That's
I can't wait to go back to New Orleans and
so
have my
I had
titties
that.
out.
You're right. I did have.
On what scale were we like
Okay,
naked?
so-
Like
He's right, and he's
talking
right
Vegas
to
naked,
actually
New Orleans
act
naked?
now that I think about it. I wasn't as naked as I usually am. So,
We travel together, you know what I mean?
yes, so he's right. He's correct about that.
Bruh.
I retract that statement. But I had on not enough clothes for Portland, so.
Gotcha.
But it was actually pretty nice though. Like when we went, we brought
Weather-wise,
the
it wasn't
sun.
bad. We expected for it to be way colder and rainier than it was.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
thankfully,
yeah.
we brought some of the heat with us, and
Oh
then
my
brought the
God.
rain back with us when we got home.
I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna skip it. Wine country in Oregon.
Yes,
Bro.
fucking fantastic.
We were all hung over.
I was
as
way too
fuck.
hungover to fully enjoy the experience because I like had to step off and throw up. Like it was just a lot going on.
There's a whole place called Pinot Camp. It's in Oregon.
All the
Like,
bubbles
yeah,
were giving
yeah,
me
Pinot Camp's a thing,
heartburn,
and it's-
but they
no.
were delicious. That's why
I
I
had
didn't
an
finish
amazing
my
time.
pour. I tasted everything, but I
Yeah.
couldn't finish because it was coming right back up to my
Oh
chest.
man, I was
So,
having an
fuck it.
amazing time. I think me and Clint were probably the only ones alive at the table.
Y'all were the only lively ones.
Or no, is Pinot Camp in Willamette, Washington? Maybe it is.
Sounds right.
Well,
Yeah.
Limit
Sounds
Valley,
about right.
Maybe it goes the whole way.
Yeah, but I think it might be in Pinot Camp might be in Washington now that I think about it. It's either in Oregon or Washington, but I just realized I may have. I don't want people judging me, okay?
Fuck 'em.
But we went to Stoller, we went to Argyle
Stoller's
Winery, and we
Rosé.
went to Stoller's Rosé was so good. But then Argyle's fucking bubbles, were the best
Oh,
of the three.
So good.
And then we went to
Whoa.
Rex
Oh my God,
Hill,
yes. We got
which
to
they
sit
had
in
my
the
favorite
sun.
Pinot there. So I actually want to buy some
We
wine there.
relaxed. It was.
And they had the
beautiful.
best food of all the three.
Oh
Rex
yes,
Hill.
we had to rush through it, but
we
food
ate.
was amazing.
We had every board.
It was amazing.
And we ate that shit.
Their cheeses were. Oh my God, they had this hibiscus infused butter.
They had
Oh
a
my
burrata
God.
board.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Burrata board?
A
Yes.
burrata
You gotta
board.
stop playing with
Oh
me.
my God.
I just need
So,
them
it was great.
Fucking delicious. They had my fucking the salmon caviar drink with the chips and the creme fraiche.
Then we went to a French restaurant that night and
Lived our best life.
lived our best life.
By then I was back to life. I was feeling so much better.
And like it was just like, do you guys want 2 bottles of this? I was like, yeah, fuck it. And I was
Yes.
like, why did I say that? No one's drinking this. No
We had
one's,
2 bottles of this
finish the
Ugni
bottle.
Blanc, this Ugni Blanc white wine.
I was dying
Which was
at dinner.
great.
I was
Fucking-
dying at dinner.
They didn't bother to bring the psalm out, but the fucking bar manager was like not giving me any notes
think
on
they
it
had
at
a
all.
psalm.
I was like,
He was
yeah,
trying
this
to
one's
like,
a little more. It's more robust. It's its own thing.
he
and
was
it's
pretty
got
much trying
this-
to tell Dee that
like,
she didn't want it because
just
what she
talking me in
asked for was
circles.
minerality, and that it doesn't have minerality.
They
It actually
asked
has
what I
fruits
liked.
and tropical, but it's not sweet. And she was just like, I just don't want
I was
sweet.
gonna say I answered the girl's question because
Just
she
tell me
asked
what it
what I
is.
typically drink, which I said
Yeah.
I like things less on the sweet side. I like fruitiness. It doesn't have to be tropical. I can do like a crisp green apple. I like minerality. Like
Right.
just don't give me sweet. I want to know what this particular one. Obviously, it's like a cognac grape. I want to know what it tastes like in a wine.
Right.
No one could really tell me anything. He was kind of on it with the tropical notes,
But I literally,
he
my
just kept
brain
giving me
felt
all
lost.
these adjectives that didn't make sense.
We're gonna put this, or hopefully put this on video. The gif of the white women doing this, and then all of the
All the questions and
all
all
the
of the
questions
different-
and the calculations.
Yeah.
It was
Was
like,
me
but she's
staring at
still
this man.
confused.
Wow.
staring at this man.
I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and order it.
Yeah,
As long as you're telling me it's not sweet, I'll probably like it. So I
All
was
you
like,
gotta
okay.
say is it gives
So-
this, it gives this, it gives this, it gives this.
Yes,
What do you
like-
think? Not you're not gonna want this. This doesn't have this. This doesn't have. I didn't ask what it doesn't have.
I just sat
Why
there and
are
let
we
him talk.
talking
I
about
was
this?
like,
It
okay.
was such a roundabout way of telling us what it was.
Yeah.
Even first off, shout out to Linda.
Linda's funny as shit.
That's she keeps it 100.
And she's very Aquarius.
And she
I was gonna
pays
say,
attention
she's
to
very Aquarius.
Oh my gosh,
She'll sit there in the cut and just watch everything,
She's
and then
so
she'll make a
Aquarius.
remark.
Observer.
She'll be an observer, and then will make her remarks like later. Like it's so
Like
funny.
the first
She's
night-
been holding on to the whole
Yeah,
thing.
she'll
Like,
hold on.
literally
She won't
had-
jump out
she
there
had
with
a
it.
note right here. You're like, I'll
She's
let
like, so
this
you
one fly.
are we gonna get that or no? Like, I'm like, Linda, thank you. I don't know.
Right. I don't know what's going on with
I don't
this,
know what's going
but
on.
realistically, we all thirsty. Please.
Exactly. At
we
that
wanted
point,
a picture we wanted a picture at Rum Club. I was like, oh, we should get a picture. I asked the
the
waitress,
waitress
4
she avoided
times.
taking the picture the whole time.
whole time.
Linda was like, "So, are we ever gonna get that photo?" Or
Because she goes with and she's like, do you all want anything else? And
yes,
Linda-
can you
And
take the
she's-
photo?
but-
Like, oh
really?
yes, I'll be right back.
Did she really
Never comes back to
slide
take
on
the
it?
photo.
Damn.
She just never
Damn.
did it. It was like, that's
Shawty was not trying to immortalize
picture
this
of it.
experience
It's
for us.
fine.
It was like,
fine.
okay, bitch.
Do we even have a group picture of that night?
Not from that night, no.
We didn't do anything at the steakhouse.
Everyone
either.
had their individual photos and
All
stuff,
right,
but
so I'm just gonna ask I'm gonna ride the elephant into the room.
yes.
In any portion of time between those two circumstances, did it have something to do with you being chocolate?
I'm
not sure.
No.
I don't know
I
if
mean,
we
at all
got on her
times-
nerves because we were just a big group,
At
or
all times, I
if it
feel
was
like
the fact we're all black and brown.
being a big group was a thing, and I think also that we were constantly late. Right? Not our fault, but we were constantly.
She
late.
did make a remark
She
about
made a
waiting
remark
for us.
when-
Like, we were waiting
But
for you
every
guys. Like,
restaurant kind of felt like you could feel just a weirdness.
Okay.
Personally, for me, I don't know what it was. It was just kind of like, this might be how y'all talk here, but like there ain't.
maybe
no,
it was just
like-
clear how Portland we weren't.
Yeah, maybe
Because we definitely came
And I
in very
think-
much our own individual like styles, our own individual
I
like
think
you
after
could tell.
we get like once we got into the middle of a lot of meals, then people were like,
It got great.
here,
Yeah.
here, but like
Listen.
definitely those initial
They had to
like,
warm up to
always,
us.
always right.
Okay.
That initial like I think it's the initial unconscious bias. Like, all right, group of people, black and brown folk.
Right.
What's gonna happen? Like, are they even blah, 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 blah.
Fact.
Right.
Then they
Like,
realized
Do
just
they
how
know anything?
industry
Yeah,
we
exactly.
are.
Yeah,
We actually
like,
go
do you know
in.
anything? Do you realize that?
Right.
Like, what our
So
process is?
possibly-
And we were ordering like
Okay.
one of everything. So
Yeah.
then they realized,
Yeah.
well, let me be nice because they're
Right,
probably
'cause
tip.
They turning this into something very beneficial.
Exactly.
But it was like so much like not a factor that it's just like whatever.
Okay.
Like,
exactly.
We
didn't let it.
I was gonna say Portland's. I mean, look, Austin, Texas. They say keep things weird. Portland, Texas, or Portland, Oregon. Literally weird is the way of life. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it literally is. You got hobos 24/7.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
And they're aggressive.
They legalize psychedelics and all they legalize all of the things.
Yes.
They are sending
That
out.
shit was so great. I
Which
felt
is
so
also
funny, like just
because
smoking my J out in the street.
They've also come to realize how great they have created their culture within changing their first responders to medical health workers for like situations of like drug overdoses or anything that is non-violent, right? And now they're pushing forth even further. So I do commend that area for that because one, it was a glaring issue. For some time, and two, utilizing lack of force is something that should be taken into consideration
federal.
everywhere.
Period.
Yes.
That should be fucking federal.
So why is it
bravo
not?
y'all on that one.
Yes. Cheers to y'all for that.
But talk about aggressive. Yeah, like when we were getting out as Sassy, we were getting out the car, but like even before the car stops and this man, homeless man, walks straight to the car as the car door is opening. I'm just looking like, because I'm at the door, I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to push past his ass. Can I get? And the driver's like, no, step back, no. And I'm just like, I could just push him out the way. Like I don't. But he doesn't seem like he's trying to touch us.
Yeah,
she closes the door. She drives up a little bit more. And we get out. But I was just like, I was about to step out on his ass, like,
and keep it the fuck walking. Exactly.
I ain't got nothing to follow you. I just like, okay, you just walk up on people. Literally getting out of a car.
Child.
But
Portland was fab. Let's do our third sip, and then I've got some good either or questions.
Yes, I'm so excited for either or.
What's number 3?
So number 3 is Chicken Cock, which I just newly discovered last year. Their 15-year limited edition.
Chicken Cock.
Chicken Cock.
As a birthday from this is real life scenario. A woman who lives in Buffalo that used to be here in DC went to college with my cousin and worked with him here in DC. And then we had relations at my cousin's wedding. So we met and then we had relations.
Yes, relations.
The next year after my first birthday present, like that we knew each other, she sent me 1 Foot Cock, which is a Buffalo whiskey. Come to find out. Yeah, so this is the second cocked.
The second whiskey cock.
There's 3 that I know of. Yeah, there is fighting cock. Yes, there's 1 Foot Cock, and then what is this giant cock?
This is a chicken cock.
Fucking giant cock. I'm like already writing down episode title ideas. Yes, relations is already one of them.
We already.
Cheers to that.
Yes, relations. Love that. That's a good one.
One of our episodes is called did
someone say dick? That's the episode where my mother's in the background constantly.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Okay, so the Chicken Cock 15-year master distiller Greg Snyder went out in search of a small selection of their very best and oldest barrels, handpicking 10 special barrels for this 15-year-old limited release. It is bottled at barrel proof, which is 114.
This is big white pepper for me, like
heavy.
Right
it's
away.
giving me lavender.
This was released November 2020.
Lavender.
It's almost like baby powder to me. Like when I pull it away from my nose a little bit. Yeah.
Like, because I initially, like, white pepper is always going to stand out for me, but specifically white pepper is something that, like, I didn't know about until there's things in the food and beverage hospitality industry that I learned
cook with white pepper
only because of that one.
Literally.
Because we're talking about, like, cultures, right? Like, I'm Ghanaian. I didn't grow up with avocados. Like, I didn't know what Brussels sprouts were until I started working at a restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't. I never had tasted passion fruit, whereas like motherfucker ate a shit ton of mangoes like as a child. You know what I mean? So it was like things that you think that are so subtle, but like literally until I became a professional and then had chefs who were experimental and then beverage programs that jumped from seasonality to respective fruits and ingredients that I started to find certain, additives that I'd never tasted when I was younger, right? Just because of the style your parents or your aunts, uncles, whomever is cooking for you.
Yes.
Right? And so, like, literally acknowledging white pepper was something like, I was like, I'm going to find a way to utilize that. And so I used to make tinctures out of it once I realized how to make tinctures.
Yes.
But that's why it jumps out to me any time that I smell it. It's like, I know for a fact that's what that is. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. Absolutely. There's something like...
I get some sort of fruitiness underneath here. Yeah.
I was going to say, there's something like rooty about this. Like ginger skin.
Like a root vegetable? Okay.
Does that make sense to you? Like how it's kind of still like earthy, but a little like...
But a little bite. A little bitiness.
So, what is it? It's not ginger, but it's not the initial bite of turnip. There's another root that like vegetable that like I are automatically, once you said that,
it's in here. Something rooty is about this, and I don't know.
Call it in a second.
Rooty to the tootie.
Rooty tootie, boo.
Rooty tootie.
Like here, this is gonna be a stretch, but like the skin of a rustic potato.
I don't think I know exactly, but that's where I'm getting with
like
there's
it's almost earthy to the extent that like there's still dirt on it.
I was gonna say it's coming straight out the dirt.
Literally where I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to. That's not
coming
a stretch,
straight out the
literally
mood.
what was my head. Literally.
Straight out the mood.
And then for me, still there's florality. There's lavender for me here, and just like
it is bright. It is
that lavender.
Bright. This nose is like it.
I had to hit that left nostril with
it. And it's funny because. The Glencairn grass for me has always been like I could never find anything that would give me a better nose compared to.
So for us, we want to design our own tasting glass.
Oh, glass in general.
Yeah, our own tasting glass.
Yes. So we soon will get on.
I don't know how, but like. Can I be a part of it?
It could be a cute little. We'll probably make ours first, and then we'll go and take people.
Listen. I'm just saying, I don't even want credit for it. It's yours.
Yes.
If I can be here for the help of like
doing our R&D.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, you're definitely welcome to be part of our R&D.
Yes.
Absolutely. Your opinion is valued.
I feel like I should talk to Glenn then because I know he's done some like glass making, I think, before. So,
it's great, right?
Yeah.
This is one of my bottles where if I only had one bottle, I wouldn't share it. Like my Ragged Branch one that Dee and Kapri tried on a previous episode. I'm not sharing that one.
This notably has rye built into the mash bill, correct?
Gotta be they didn't share it.
Yeah, okay, so
they didn't share it.
Because the spice is there. Like,
damn.
And it's the type that like sits at the front of your tongue and like even tingles your lips, right? Like if it touches your lips.
Like that menthol.
But it's like
pepper seeds.
But you know what it is giving? Literally,
it's giving menthol.
Szechuan pepper seeds.
Yes.
Where it numbs your
it's
numbing.
Yep.
Yes.
And I actually incorporate Szechuan peppercorns in my pepper grinder at home. Like I do black peppercorns and I add Szechuan peppercorns in it and I shake it up.
Oh, that barrel taste and bring back my motherfucking heartburn. I did have a great time, but goddamn.
Yeah.
Manny was like, I got heartburn. I was like, yeah, that's what happened to me at camp. I had never had heartburn in my life and tasted all that shit out the barrel. And it was camp. Camp started
still get dry cacao.
I brought it up earlier. So I was part of the League of Flying Pigs for years while Dave Pickerel was still alive from Whistle Pig. And we would go annually. They would have distillery tour, which is their farm tour basically. And then they would have an industry party. It would be like 007 themed, whatnot. So the very first one, I got introduced to their white dog, aka White Pig. Yeah. I had two bottles in the back left, one in the back left, one in the back right pocket. Right, I moved my wallet to the front just so I could have both of those.
Oh my god!
There, right? So they was weighing me
Such
down.
A guy.
So I had to sip.
Pants was sagging.
So I had to sip to lose some of the weight. You know what I mean?
Is that what you told yourself?
Yeah,
that's what you told yourself.
Shit. Listen, let me tell you. This the story of me at fucking at Whistle Pig is epic because and I mean obviously I'm tooting my own horn here, but trust me, it ain't so glamorous. So obviously I'm representing Jack Rose. There's like the owners of Jack Rose, a couple other bartenders there, and then like a few other food and beverage industry. Speaking of Glenn, like Christine Kim was there, right? And it was just a wonderful. Faith Alice Sleeper was there. It was a wonderful fucking time. The very first year. they take us on our exclusive tour. So now we're tasting all of their experimentals. We're seeing everything that they're about to do for the next coming years for Boss Hog, right?
Yeah.
And like nobody knows they got like fucking Sauternes barrel, Japanese blah 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 barrels, like Armida barrels, blah blah blah. And then they allow us to go to their processing line, their bottling line, and we bottle our own. We pick a barrel for the League of Flying Pigs that year. And we bought all our own White Dog. We put the labels on front to back, you know what I mean? So I made one special edition where the labels were upside down, signatures from everybody. That's what's at home. We'll drink it one day.
Yes!
So from there, I'm like, they take us to this bus that's just on the back of the property of the farm, right? And it's like right below the house. The house is up at the top of the hill. You go down to the farm, and it's just like large amount of acres in Vermont. And this bus is like haunted, like it was like blown out, like it's just everything's growing through it, and I have this epic photo of I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm looking to be somebody's shot of whiskey, right?
Yes, I love that saying.
Taking a sip, it's hot outside, my armpits sweating like usual, and I'm chugging this bottle. Well, anyway, we go back to our hotel, right? We go back to our hotel, we get dressed. As I'm going out to the bus, sure enough, my fucking pants split. 2 years in a row, every single time I go to Whistle Pig, my pants of my trousers split.
Stop wearing tight-ass pants.
I was getting ready to say, they do be a little snug, Frank.
Because I got thick ass motherfucker.
Give me the print. Give me the print.
Give it Gene print.
Anyway, so sure enough, there's a photo, there's like multiple photos of Shayna from Chicago. No,
I'm always wear tight pants.
Don't want you to stop.
Just kidding. Just lie.
And she's like literally like stitching me up while I'm sitting. Like I'm in the front of this like small town in Vermont, boxers sitting outside, sun out, while she's stitching the crotch of my pants, right? And no bullshit. And like, so
that's fabulous.
Yeah, like high socks. So we go there, we go to the party, we're starting off, and I'm just like drinking. We get to blend our own Whistle Pig, right? They give us multiple different years. Yeah. Actually, I'm sorry, that's year 2 because then they came out with Farm Stock right after that, which is their blend. I got
a couple.
And their first time they ever made their own juice. But anyway, that White Dog crept up on my ass, or White Pig crept up on my ass. Yeah. So by the end, like halfway through the night, I'm passed out. Like I'm passed out. Everywhere I go, I'm like weekend at Bernie's. Like I go and I stand up, I fall asleep. Like literally.
Oh my goodness.
So then the fireworks go off, right? These fireworks go off, and it's like. And I'm like finally waking up, and I'm waking up to fireworks, head bobbing and whatnot. Like, what the fuck is going on? Sure enough, there's photos of me everywhere. But all the Chicago folk that I met there became like my strong homies, that's right? Exactly. And when we get on the bus, my ass perks back up. Boom, poof, I'm back, right? And look, and so as I'm getting on the bus, it's the very last bus before it's leaving. Yeah. Before they're not coming back from nobody else. You better be on that goddamn bus. Hotel too far away. Right. And so I get on the bus and they're like, Frank's awake! And it becomes this chant that is now legendary. Oh my God. Frank's awake, Frank's awake. And for some reason, my association to nudity, because obviously I had my pants off earlier today, it became the first ever naked bus that I'd ever been on. And it's dubbed Naked Bus. But then Naked Bus went with me the next year to Camp Run 'em Up. Nice. Because the second the people found out about the story, Naked Bus happened. And Sam Jimenez can fucking throw that out there. He knows.
He loved
Dale knows as well.
That's
our
hilarious.
Homegirl. But yes, sure enough, White Pig does your boy dirty. And
Heartburn.
Heartburn happened that year specifically for something that I did not know that I was going to drink and that did not know was going to be an issue. And it was Vermont honey, which is a big thing. Somebody made it into a seltzer. And throughout the night, I was trying to drink water to like catch up, but I was drinking the seltzer. You drinking seltzer. And it was honey-made seltzer. And I was talking the heartburn that I had for 4 straight days.
I knew it. I was like, how many days?
I never felt something live in my chest. Like this motherfucker felt like it was like literally trying to like invert my whole chest the whole time. It was like the hiccups that I had, I'd never felt heartburn in my entire life. I'm talking period. I'd never felt it. And then I got it every dose of heartburn I ever needed was because of this
fucking
honey something that I was trying to catch up. I was trying to catch up. I was just trying to do better with myself, and you just beat me the fuck up.
That's why you should just drink
flat water is the way to go.
It was because it was cold. They had like their water was like farm water. You had to like pour from a tap. In my head, I'm like, just drink the cold shit.
Yeah. Well, you learned that time.
Figured it out. It's okay. You made it.
Lordy,
So,
okay.
Armida.
Chicken cock, delicious.
Yes.
Now
winner
we're down
now?
to like 10 minutes.
Okay.
So we're gonna do our either or
Okay.
because I have a heart out at 2.
Yes, she does.
So we're just gonna. I'm not gonna rapid fire them, but a little bit rapid fire.
Okay.
So first one is a store where every item is free, or a restaurant where every dish is calorie free.
What? A store?
A store where every item is free. It could be any type of store.
Yeah.
Depends on what your favorite store is. No, for me, it's the calorie free. Fuck that. I am a diner. If I can
Calories?
calorie free, as in you're not about to hit my fucking gut every time I eat something. Absolutely.
What's
I don't
calorie
give.
free though? Water?
She's just saying, like, if some way
So
it could taste good,
everything
but it was
on the
calorie-free.
menu is calorie free. You can
It's
eat
all here is
guilt-free.
a water restaurant.
No, it's saying the food
Give me a
is
store.
No, the food is gonna be the food.
The food is
the
so
drinks are
good.
gonna be the
Somehow
drinks.
They're magically
They
delicious.
just won't have calories.
0 calorie food.
It just won't make you fat.
Yeah, you magically delicious.
I want that life.
All right, so
Me personally.
I'm gonna say every item is free,
Me
and,
too,
and
yeah.
realistically, it's because
it. I already gotta get it.
because car stores. I'm going to Lamborghini. Every item or Porsche, every item.
I was
is
thinking
free.
about all the stores. I'm thinking you said a store, but
A
it's
store.
a store with everything I need in it
like Walmart or some shit.
that I constantly need. And every time I need
Now, I'll
something,
take a Target where everything
I
is
will
free.
pay for everything else in
I
life.
want home
if you-
improvement.
If you
I
let
want
me
bar
have
stuff.
a
I
free
want
Lamborghini,
bottles.
a free
I want
Porsche.
everything. Give me
If you
everything.
give me a free Aventador and you give me a free GT3 Porsche, and then you let me get new doormats or floor mats.
Period. Give me that item.
The store, if the store is Tesla, maybe I'll go
if
for the store where every item is free.
Yeah, if it's a car store, I'm there. That's
Next
Or maybe
question.
like the Dior
Neither.
store. Let's
It's
see.
a neither for the next question. Thank you.
Rekindled friendship or rekindled romance?
Nada.
I knew Capri's answer was gonna say neither fucking one.
I have
Nope,
a-
I don't go back.
I have a hard time loving, you know what I mean? So
Now,
like,
family, I'll rekindle.
I still want to
family.
dick down one of my oldies. So
So you'll rekindle the romance.
I
You
just
rekindle the
rekindled it
romance.
just so I could drop my nuts inside of it real quick. And then
I've
you can
absolutely
keep it moving, my
I have
dude.
recycled
I
a
just need it
piece
one more
before.
time. There's one of you out there. There's specifically one. I definitely can't say that I don't still love you. Like I do, but like I know we're not good for each other. But let me just do it one more time.
No!
I know you like
Hilarious.
that
No,
shit.
Frank.
Daddy was here.
I
for
don't
you.
think I've ever rekindled, bruh.
We're gonna get good at our Instagram because I just want to close up on his face for that
I
one.
know, right?
Oh my god.
That's when we gotta get our multiple cameras and stuff together.
we
We're
have
getting
to,
there. We gotta get
'cause that would be
sponsorship.
So,
Sponsors, calling all sponsors. Anyway,
we will soon.
so that's hilarious.
but-
I've recycled a piece or two in my day. I don't recycle friends though when I'm ready to move on because it takes a lot for me to not be your friend anyway. So if we've gotten to that point where we're not friends, then
Real quick,
I'm
back to
moving
this
on,
last bottle.
so-
There's some honey on the nose. I
Oh,
just got to it.
Yes, first of all, the finishes on this one's interesting.
Chicken cock.
No, for the last one.
Oh, the last one. Okay.
So
Chicken cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken cock. So really quick, there's
Yeah.
something that I like recently like picked up on social media that goes back to what you just stated, and it was for me very much so. I will literally. It's almost a toxic trait of mine. I will literally humble myself when I know a relationship is going very badly, specifically a friendship, right? I will do the yes sirs. I will say my sorries. I will like take the time and effort to like really overextend myself.
Yeah.
Why? Because I know that guilt's like the lowest level of vibration in the world.
Yeah.
right? You know
So
what
at
I
least
mean?
if you walk
Like,
away from it, you know you did your part.
I did my part. Like
I'm
to the
I'm
point
similar
where
in that.
I'll let you walk over me just so I know for a fact this.
It wasn't me.
This middle finger, hard
About to be
body,
so strong.
Forever.
I
cuz.
feel the same
Forever.
way.
So like friendships, like because I'm also a good judge of character.
Yep.
So like
Yep.
me letting you into my life was me exposing that like. I can trust my decision making, right?
Yep.
So on the opposite
Yep.
end, if you have then crossed me or made it so difficult
Where
for
we
our
can't
relation
be
to
the-
exist, coexist,
Yep.
motherfucker, I'm gonna let you just dip that motherfucker all the way till you get to the water, and you better
Strong.
sip that tea the whole time, because you will never get none of this ever again. You will never get what I drank is pouring
That's a word.
ever again.
That's
And
a
Just
word.
ghost you.
a
she
word.
said, "I'll just ghost you hard."
You'll just never have it.
Hard
Me,
body, girl.
I do
I'm
all
not giving you all the
that you
best.
just
I already
said,
gave you the
but
best.
then I'll also just ghost you.
There you
Once
go.
I hit everyone's got their own ceiling. So once I've hit
My ceiling
my
was
ceiling,
Early.
I'm silent. And I leave you that space to pause and reflect on your fucking.
I'm a big giver in the beginning of relationships in general, friendship
Yeah.
or not. Like I
Yeah.
give myself a hundo as soon as you like. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a person I'll be around. I'm
Yeah.
giving you 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Will you take that and fuck it up?
It's yours to fuck up.
Gotta go.
It's yours to fuck up. Period.
And then they still in my DMs. No, fuck you.
And they still in the money.
Let's do this last taste really quick before we go to
before we do the
another
rest of our.
question.
So the last our
Speed
fourth
taste.
So this is from Barrell Spirits, and this is their Armida whiskey, which is a blend of 3 straight bourbon whiskeys finished separately in a pear brandy, Jamaican rum, and Sicilian Amaro
That's
cask.
what it is.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
So those different finishes were all then blended together to make one whiskey.
Question.
Yes.
This is a whiskey, not a bourbon, because I know Barrell likes to make a bourbon, a rye, and...
This is a blend of 3 bourbons.
Oh, so it is a bourbon. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so it's a bourbon.
Thank you.
Bubblegum.
Yes, heavy.
But I think it's coming from when
That,
you said
like,
Jamaican.
That powdery bubblegum too, like the bubble tape.
Outside of that.
Or like what was that? What was it, like a beeper that had bubblegum in it? Do you remember that when we were like?
Oh my God, yeah.
It's
like that.
What
I
you
do.
were, I think, initially thinking of was not the Bazooka Joe, but the tape. The one
the
that
tape.
opens.
Yeah.
So cool.
But then also the one that had like, because it was either a
Buttons
phone or
or some
something, you
shit?
could push the
Yeah.
buttons on it.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that so vividly. So
it's
fruity.
giving phone
I smell that
bubblegum.
pear. I definitely smell the pear.
Oh, yes.
It's heavy, like the flesh, the skins. I smell it.
The whole thing.
It's like ripe pear.
Who said pear? They said pear?
Pear brandy. It was finished in a pear brandy
Oh.
cask. One of the bourbons.
Wow. That's fucking delicious. I mean, it smells delicious.
I'm getting a lot of, like, it's like when I try to deeply stick my nose in here and pull out an aroma, I'm getting what I normally get from, like, say, like, a sherry, but, like, it's like this like raisin-esque, but not even. It's almost like raisin meets like almond and
almond. That was specific and right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
like
that
you know,
anything's
like
wrong.
you know how
Specific and
like
correct.
when they it's not when it's when almond becomes like an extract, not necessarily when it's like
Absolutely.
Yep.
not when it's
It's a concentrated almond.
not amaretto. It's like a concentrated
Right,
almond.
yeah. I definitely get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? It's like a level of nuttiness to it that like it's just like
Wow.
So it's like super focused in, like concentrated is the best way to say that. Yeah.
All right, going for it. I'm going in.
there's a lot going on in this.
Going
What are the
in.
ages of this again? Did they say?
They didn't say.
Okay, cool.
They didn't share.
Just a bunch of blends.
Yeah. Let me see if they share anything on the back. Nothing regarding age. Just the same thing already. I hate when they tell me to take some notes. And this
God.
one is, so everything's around 114 proof.
Amaro.
Because it's 113.9 proof. So
Yo, this is different.
That's just
yeah,
fucking delicious.
you get a little bit of funk from the Jamaican rum
This
cask.
is like-
you get the brandy essences there. You still get that fruity, like
you know what?
that pear skin.
The complexity of this is literally linear. Like you
Yes.
get every single like
agree.
everything
And then
that's
you
on
get
there,
that
like, 'cause
richness and that like herbaceousness from an Amaro.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
also a little sweet. Like
this is fun because the very first thing that I got is that funk. Like it
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of literally the rum called the funk,
Yep.
which is like a pot
does.
still. You
Yep.
know, it literally
Yep.
it's like very first. Like, oh, this is agricole. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
hit me with 2 drops. Hit me with 2 drops.
I don't want this.
I don't need. I was gonna say I don't need a drop, but I just want like 2, just to see
I
if it
also-
opens up anything
I've
else.
also had a big love affair for Barrell, and whenever they get, whenever they do finishes, specifically because I don't know if it's where they're selecting their barrels from, but like I know for a fact all their barrels, like their barrels haven't dried out because all that juice always shows up into
Yes.
their product.
apple juice,
Yeah,
pear for
some
sure.
sort of like
banana
cracker or
for
cookie
me.
or something for me. Something baked.
I'm getting very apple pie maybe.
It's
Is
like
it crust?
it's like the crust.
Yeah, it's
that's
yes,
exactly
it's the
what it is,
crust. Because I'm like picturing
It's a
myself like
cinnamon crust,
having a little crunchy
and
something.
like that like sits on top of the apple. So it's like
Yep.
it's literally like if you just finished fresh bacon,
Fucking
an
delicious.
apple.
While we savor this, would you rather be in a jealous relationship would you rather be a jealous partner or a distant one? And this is what would you rather be?
Me,
Jealous or distant?
I'm already always.
I'm already the distant one.
You know,
I was getting
and I was about to
say.
say, and I'm always the one that's like I'm not a jealous person. I'm a possessive person.
Me too.
So the
That's
thing
what-
is like everybody who knows me knows that like I buy shoes that nobody else has. I like cars that nobody has.
Okay, but possession comes with jealousy.
You know, and no, exactly, and so that's why I don't want to ever have to be the jealous one. So
Yeah.
like the possession there is like is stressful, but possession in say outside of outside of a romantic relationship. So let's just say it's an entity, it's an item, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to possess that bottle, right?
Yeah.
And then I want to choose who the fuck gets to taste it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's how I am.
You know what I mean? I'm not
That
saying
is how
nobody
she
can
is.
taste
Exactly
it.
how I am.
I'm just saying I want to choose who gets to taste. Maybe
I'm not saying
and
you
know
can't
what?
taste,
I'm
but-
an only child, so to be expected.
I was raised an only child.
You
So
know what I
yes.
mean? To be expected. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So
Young children do have that.
Yeah, so
I
would
very much need control of my things.
Yeah, I would much rather be the distant because
Me
this
too.
shit is stressful already, my nigga. Like,
Yes.
I'll be
every so
distant.
often.
I'm possessive of my friends. I'm possessive of my
share.
romantic partners. I'm possessive.
I work through my jealousy in sharing. So I'm like, okay, so
You challenge that jealousy and go
challenge it.
head on with
I
it
do
and
have to
swapping and
challenge-
sharing, do the thing.
I love it.
Look, I'm if
it fuels a good
if this person
fire.
is
That's
listening,
good, though.
if this person is listening, right? So currently, everybody knows, or whoever doesn't, I was on a TV
Ready
show.
to Love season. What was that for?
Yes. Yeah. So I was. on-
I made it. I purposely did not mention it because I'm obsessed with reality TV, and I didn't want to be at another
talked
Ready to
about it
Love
without
interview
you.
that you
Okay.
already did. So I was like, I'm not even gonna bring
All
it
right,
up.
so yes, I was on a reality dating TV show called Ready to Love on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and within that, it's 11 men and 11 women. So I know for a fact if I like 4 women, I can only talk to one at a time physically on a phone because I can't be right in front of them, and
Yep.
like I gotta give time. So that
Y'all had to
means
do phone calls too?
well,
Not had to,
but
but that's just what
like,
happens.
that's what happens.
Just check this out.
Oh, wow.
Mind you, if you like 3 women,
Yeah.
there are probably 4 other men
Oh, it's
that
like
like
really
each
those
one.
same 3
They
women.
like those same 3 women.
really about
so
getting in a
you
relationship.
have to
Oh,
sit
shit.
there and
Yes,
invest
girl.
your time, right, to suit
Pursue,
the suitors,
yeah.
the suitor,
It's so
pursue
crazy.
all the above, right? Because mind you, when you're on that
Right.
phone with that person on the phone with 2 others, right? Or
Oh my
can be
God.
within that
Can
time
be,
period,
yeah.
right? So in that same vein, it's like
a lot.
like the second you get off, the second you're done with one shot, you move to the next shot, you move to the next. Nigga, I want to know the palate
Yeah.
across the board,
Yeah.
right? I want to know the palate and the
Palate.
feeling for the night. So therefore, I know what I want to savor later.
Yes.
Right. So my fact in that situation right now, I'm dating intentionally.
Right.
I truly do want my end all be all.
Is that something you pulled away from the experience doing
Well,
that?
I
or?
knew that beforehand because
Okay.
like I call myself daddy for a reason. Like I thought since I
You
was
sure
5 years
do.
old, since I was like 5, I'm gonna be the greatest job I'll ever have is being a father. Like I'm looking forward to owning that.
Yeah.
And so I can't do that by myself. And in that same vein, I mean I can, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But in that same vein, it's like I truly have so much love and capacity to give love that like I hold back all of that because I'm gonna make the world jealous of that person one day for receiving it, right? So I always in the back of my head, even when I'm discussing ethically non-monogamous relationships or I'm in a circumstance, a situationship that is just like friendly and just joyful and we fucking and whatnot. Like at the end of the day, it's like I don't ever want to be made a mockery of. Like I am open
Very
for
true.
you doing all of the things. You can even be doing it with my friends. But I can deal with honesty.
Yes.
I want full transparency.
Radical honesty.
There's 2 reasons for radical honesty, right? One is for safety of or protection of your energy, of the individual, right? And
physical safety of the body,
of the body,
period.
right? Of the body.
Period.
The other is knowing that literally the way that I'm going to romanticize you, the way I'm going to enjoy you, to interact with you, can be whole. You dig what I'm saying?
Literally it.
That's it. That's it. So when I find out if I find out that like I'm giving space and I'm telling you all these information and you still find a way to lie to me about the most minuscule thing, small little fucking
always starts
thing,
so small.
right? So my possession level at that point is like, damn, I wanted to give you just as much space as you. I would give me and vice versa. But now I know I gotta put you on. The worst way to say it is put you on a leash, right? Because
You don't know how far they can go.
if you go too far, I know you're not going to keep it real with me, and at that point, just keep going.
Just go.
Just keep going.
I don't even want to get to that point. Like,
7.8 billion
if
people
we
on this
start,
planet.
if there feels like there's
Anything
any
wrong.
tension, tiptoeing, whatever, I got to.
And so that's what
I'm gone.
That's where
I'm out.
the possessive side of me eventually had to learn to like loosen that, because once again, 7.8 billion individuals on this planet. So at that point, go be your individual. My nigga,
exactly.
I don't have a problem meeting people. Like,
no bullshit. No bullshit.
I do not have a problem meeting people. You know what I mean?
Fine, but yes. Well,
Okay. I'm gonna do one last question. We're
Okay.
gonna rapid fire that one,
Okay.
and then we're gonna wrap it up.
okay, because she's the one that
Okay.
gotta go. Me and Frank.
I know. Would you rather an ambitious partner or a funny one? I just like that question.
Wow. Damn.
It's a good
We
one.
gotta choose.
An ambitious
Damn,
partner or
dirty.
a funny one. So they can be ambitious.
Like I
get to
said
that
last
point and
time,
be dry
I'm
as
not
fuck.
choosing. I'm choosing both.
No, nigga, you gotta pick one when it's either or. It's not either or and.
I'm gonna be structured
In my
this.
life, it's always either or and.
I'm gonna be structured in this.
In my life, in real life
I'm
too.
gonna be
Me
structured
too.
in this. Like, I'm gonna take the ambitious one because she might also be.
I
the
would have to
sexy
go
one.
ambitious.
And daddy eating asshole. You could be dry humor as fuck. I'm eating butt cheeks. So, so go make us some money. Like, let's do this together. You can be dry as fuck.
Dry as fuck
I got
and
a lot
eating
of
the butt
friends.
cheeks.
Also
I
eating
got a lot of
butthole,
friends.
so-
These motherfuckers are humorous. So like, they will entertain both of us.
I was gonna say I'm funny enough for us both, so I'll take ambition.
Yeah.
Ever
I'm
feel
funny.
I feel very corny most of the time.
I'm definitely
But,
corny. If you
I
haven't
love a
heard
good corny
throughout
joke.
At this whole
I
entire
love a
interview
good corny
of
joke.
me saying anything, it's been corny.
Bruh.
So that's how I operate to begin with.
Ambitious me.
I guess that's right.
So I'm gonna stick with what
need
I do
ambition.
best. Ambitious.
I need ambition.
Either way, I'm eating butt. I'm still stuck on eating butt cheeks. I'm so stuck. Oh my god, you could be dry as a bone. I'm eating butt cheeks.
Specifically,
He
not
said
the
the
cheeks.
ambitious joint gonna be the fine joint. So either way, I'm
In
eating
between
ass. Oh my god, that was a
Just sounds
perfect
right
way to
now.
end it.
We're gonna
Cheers
do
to
that
butt
right
cheeks,
now.
child.
Yes,
Ambition and butt cheeks.
Ambition and butt cheeks. Yeah.
That might be the
Sounds like an
episode title.
to me.
That sounds like the episode title to me.
Little
Clank,
swirl
clank.
to that. Little swirl. I need a clank and a swirl.
Clank and a swirl. Clank and a swirl. Ambition and butt cheeks. Coin and cheeks. Cheeks and coins.
We love y'all. Comment,
love y'all.
subscribe, share.
Cheers.
Period.
Also,
Period.
like,
And like,
don't forget
Frank, where
that.
can
And
they
like,
find you? Talk
feed
to
the
them.
algorithm.
So,
Instagram.
Instagram for me is Drink Mills. My name is Frank Mills. Just swap out the F for D, real easy.
Yep.
With that, Daring Kombucha Cocktails is my company. Drink Daring, DRINK, DARING. And then my podcast, which is Sex Positive Podcast, which is tons of fun.
Forgot to talk
No
about that.
stress, no stress. Oh
my God, there's so much to cover.
It's Sex Positive Podcast.
You do so many things.
That normalizes sometimes. That normalizes individual interests, kinks, and desires.
Yes.
It is Talk Normal to Me, and you can find it on Instagram at Talk Normal to Me or on any of your podcasting platforms. And with that is me in a nutshell.
And that's one period.
We love y'all. Bye.
Peace.
Later.